Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Hope you've had a good night's rest. You're ready for taking on a new day, or perhaps in your part of the world, or perhaps this meditation finds you at the end of your day. Perhaps you've already had a long day and you're ready for a good night's rest. Whichever way this reaches you, welcome to this circle. Come and join us for a meditation. I'm sure you'll enjoy the journey. Stella, good morning. Nella, good morning. Sunmari, good morning. It's awesome seeing you all. Our teacher this week is Sadhguru. And I'm going to go about reading the quotes slightly differently this morning than normal. I'm going to read all three of them, and then we'll chat about them quickly. So let me just read through them first. If you ask a tree how he feels to know that he is spreading his fragrance and making people happy, I don't think a tree looks at it that way. I am just like that, and it is just my nature to be like this. I'm just like that, and it's just my nature to be like this. Good morning, Vivian. It's good to see you. From Sadhguru, fears and insecurities are unconsciously created by you. If you do not create them, they do not exist. The fear is simply because you are not living with life. You are living in your mind. Right, those are the three quotes that we start our meditation with today. Let me circle back to them. If you ask a tree how he feels to know that he is spreading his fragrance and making people happy, I don't think a tree looks at it that way. Charlene, good morning. I am just like that, and it is just my nature to be like this. What if it is in all of our nature to be just like that? What if a tree who doesn't need a slave master with a whip standing next to him to whip him into growing? There's no external motivation for a tree that says, hey, grow a little bit taller, grow a little bit more fruit. A tree is just like that, and it is in its nature to be just like this. That's how a tree is. What if humans are exactly the same? We have a nature, and our true nature is to create at our highest potential, just like a tree does. Then what is our problem normally? Why does it feel like we don't often reach our full potential? And I think the answer is encapsulated in the other two quotes from Sadhguru. What withholds us from our true nature is simply fear. Fear is what withholds us from being just the way we are created. Fears and insecurities are unconsciously created by you. If you do not create them, they do not exist. The fear is simply because you are not living with life, you are living in your mind. As much as it is true, our fears just are an internal creation that live inside of us, withholding us from our full potential. There were reasons in our environment, probably when we were younger, that created these fears. Most of these fears were created with good reason, but it doesn't remove the fact that right now, the fear lives only in our minds. Right now, we gotta ask the question, who am I underneath all of this fear? If none of this fear existed in me, who would I be? Maggie, good morning. It's good to see you. Right, so our meditation today takes a look at that. It explores our fears a little bit. It helps us look at our fears from a slightly different space, a slightly different angle. So if you're ready, you can close your eyes and we'll float away on today's journey. And we'll start with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in. And out. Take a deep breath in. And out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Big breath in. And out. One more deep breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn deep down into your belly. And as you fill your belly with air, feel yourself grow bigger and taller from the space at your center. When you have a belly full of air, let all of it go. As you release, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. Our fears tend to be wrapped around us in layer after layer. If your original being was born into this body, what would be the fears you might have picked up along the way? react to these fears in many different ways. We try to grow a thicker skin. We put on layers and layers of armor to try and protect ourselves from getting hurt. As you exhale and soften, you're also softening years of armor. As you soften your body, ask yourself, underneath all of the fear, who am I? If it weren't for any of these layers that I try to protect myself with, who is my true being? And then soften a little more. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. Roll out your neck muscles in big half circles to the left and also to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Make the circles big and keep it slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. And one more big breath in. As you release, stretch, move, or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened, stepped into present as much as we can, we'll turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of the journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long and slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body. And as you do, invite softness into your body. Feel every muscle in your body soften. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow. Your shoulders are slowly falling, your body is slowly softening, and you are slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting, feel yourself dissolving, slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every inhale is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow its journey. As you breathe in through your nose, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a long, slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, ask yourself the question again: who am I underneath all of the fear? Take your next big breath. yourself for an openness, being open for this journey. We're going to be using different examples. You don't have to match any of these examples exactly. These are just here for you to experiment with and see how it sits with you. Your examples don't have to be the same as mine. The idea is for you to be the observer and see what comes up for you. See how it comes up for you. Hold yourself lightly. This doesn't have to be a serious journey. Curiosity is a great energy for this journey. We all have different narratives. There are parts of us that speak differently than other parts of us. It might be as simple as a part of me feels like having pizza and a part of me feels like having a burger. We have narratives that are different from one another inside of us. I will explore some of that today. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, just open yourself to this journey. Open yourself to being the observer of the different narratives in you. Take your next big breath. As an example, today we are dividing these inner narratives into 3 different categories. And we'll start with the first one. We sometimes, often, remember you use your own examples, have a voice, an inner voice, that feels like a victim. It might say things like, I can't. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve. Other people can, I can't. Other people deserve, I don't. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, you don't have to do anything about this voice, but see it. If it's there, if you have a voice like this, acknowledge it. You can even say to it, I see you. Take your next big breath. voice and narrative that feels like a victim, we often also have a voice or a narrative that plays the role of a protector, trying to protect this victim. It may sound like keep scrolling on Instagram means you wouldn't have to deal with what's out there. It might sound like play more games. What you need to deal with out there is harsh and hard. Hide in here. It might sound like open a bottle of wine. It'll be easier to numb out for a while. You might have one of those, a protector that's trying to protect a part of you that feels scared and feels like a victim. If you have, acknowledge that voice, the voice that tries to soothe, numb, hide. Take your next big breath. And if you are human, you probably have the third voice as well. A third type of narrative. A critic. Often a very harsh critic. It could be using words like, who do you think you are? What gives you the right to? You're too big for your shoes. To remind you that we all have some version of these voices, these parts, these narratives that play around in our heads. If you have the critic too, with your next big breath as you dive deep into you, acknowledge it. See if you can be the observer and look at the words that your critic uses and just go, I see you there. Take your next big breath. For a moment, we'll take a look at the fear in each of these three narratives. There is a victim that is scared to be hurt again. There is a protector that says hide, numb out, open this bottle, because this protector is also scared that the victim will be hurt again. And then there's a critic. The critic doesn't feel scared. The critic feels only aggressive. But more often than not, the critic's also scared. Scared you'll make a fool of yourself. Scared you'll be attacked from the outside because you've shown weakness. With your next big breath, and as you dive deep into you, have a look at these three again. And let them know again that you see them. You see their fear. You can see what they're really scared of. Take your next big breath. Slip out of the breath holding space now for the next part of the journey, with the last few big breaths together. Take a deep breath in, and hold, as you release. The longest, slowest exhale possible. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body and invite softness into every fiber of your being. One more deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. No more attention on your breathing. Sit all the way back, or lie all the way back down, and feel yourself just floating. We've taken a look at some of the fears that live inside of us. Parts of us that feel scared of being hurt. Parts of us that are trying to protect the hurt parts. And parts of us that are scared will get taken advantage of. Doesn't want us to look like a fool. In Sadhguru's words, the fear is simply because you're not living with life, you are living in your mind. It is true that all of our fears live only in our mind, lives in our bodies. It is all internal. While that's true, it's also true that we have these fears. It wouldn't help to try and reject and abandon the parts of us that feel scared. But it's well worth acknowledging that these fears are not the totality of who we are. This question I love. You were able to sit down and observe all the scared parts of you. You were able to sit down and look at the scared parts of you. And maybe you've even been practicing the next step. You've been able to sit down and hold the scared parts of you. This is the question. Who are you being while you're looking, holding the scared parts of you? You're certainly not being the victim. You're not being the protector. You're not being the critic. So who are you being? And is that underneath all of the fear, who you really are? I'll share with you Sadhguru's words again. If you ask a tree how he feels to know that he's spreading his fragrance and making people happy, I don't think a tree looks at it that way. I am just like that, and it is just my nature to be like this. The truth of who you are at your core, your original being, is just like that. Just like that tree. It is in its nature to just be like this, to spread the fragrance. Your true nature is every bit as beautiful and more capable than that beautiful tree. I want to remind you that perhaps everything that scares you is just something that is afraid and is in need of your love. When you become kinder to yourself, when you hold the worst parts of you in a gentle way, you are practicing being something deeper. Everything we practice, we become better at. When you look at yourself through kind eyes, you are seeing through the eyes of your soul. You're on a journey to be more your soul and less the scared parts. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this journey. Take a deep breath in. learning to look at all the parts of me with more kindness, to hold them gently. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning that when I am the observer of the scared parts of me, then I'm not being those scared parts. I'm being something deeper. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to see through the eyes of my soul and being able to hold all of this beautiful human. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for constantly becoming more of who you really are. Thank you for the light that you bring. Thank you for the fragrance that you spread. You only have to be you. Brandon popped in as well. Good morning, Brandon. I hope you got to sit down and meditate with us. Thank you, Estelle. So much love to you all. Hope you have a beautiful day. And see you again soon. Thanks, somebody. Ciao, everybody.